I'm Mark,
And I'm Marie.
and our little girl Charlotte, who we call Charlie, was diagnosed at 6 days old with glutaric acidemia type 1. It's an incredibly rare genetic disorder dealing with the amino acid lysine. Her body can't process the amino acids lysine or tryptophan. When she was born, everything looked great, healthy, everything was great, sent us home, everything was perfect, we're excited, new parents, and 6 days after she was born, we got a call from the University of Miami's genetics department.
Yeah. And that was really hard. They called me and they told me to take Charlie to the hospital, the closest one right away. Don't feed her again. And this was very shocking. I didn't know what to think. And I called Mark and we went. And that started our journey for several years. It was a hard road with Charlie. And learning about GA1 and just dealing with the challenges that came with it.
Yeah, it was picked up by the newborn screen, and shocking to say the least. I mean, this is like a one in a million kind of thing. Marie and I both are carriers for the genetic disorder, and she got both bad genes. And what the disorder kind of does is when she eats protein or when she gets sick and her immune system kind of goes into overdrive to fight whatever infection or whatever that is, her body will use its own, cells. It'll start to use its own cells, its own energy, and will actually release the lysine in her own cells. And what it can do is go to her brain, and it'll cross the blood-brain barrier and can cause, it's called a metabolic crisis. The best way to describe it is a stroke. She did have effects from it, most likely in utero. So, that's where some of the
We
things
spent so
were.
much time trying to prevent brain damage because we were told that's what GA1 can cause. And so we put all this time and energy into preventing that, only to learn that she already had brain damage. And so it caused delays, and we weren't really sure what life was going to look like. But she's doing really well now, and I homeschool her because we don't want her to get sick at school, and she's just doing amazing, above and beyond what I could have expected in those early days.
Yeah, with J1, it affects motor skills and muscle control. It doesn't affect cognitively. So her delays were walking, like say working on a pincer grip, fine motor skills, especially the finest motor skill of all, speaking. Speaking's been a challenge, but she's come so far from where she was, and she's doing really well.
I'm proud of her.
Yeah, she does have a G tube that assists with feeding, because if you had to drink by mouth the stuff that they want her to eat and the special formula and stuff, you wouldn't do it either. So she got a G tube. She was a little bit over a year old, I think, when she got that, and that's been a great thing for us. It's easy to give her medicine, keep her know exactly what she's eating, her food and everything, and then she can eat by mouth as well. She'll snack and eat chips and all those kind of fun things too. So she's doing really well, but it's been a challenging road. It's the hardest thing I have ever dealt with in my life. I'm a pastor of a decently large church, and she's way more challenging than that. Like, that's being a pastor is the easiest thing I do. Being her dad's way harder. Just sometimes the nerves and when she's getting sick and what's going on. Are we going to a hospital trying to protect her? Always. I'm a germaphobe now. Are you a germaphobe?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I will bathe in hand sanitizer. I'll jump in a swimming pool full of it. I don't care. Just trying to protect her. So that's a big deal. We go in a restaurant. People probably look at us like we're crazy because the whole table's wiped down with Clorox wipes and the chairs and everything else under the sun before she touches a thing. The salt shakers move to the other side of the table, all those things, because sickness is the most likely thing to cause further damage. So we really try to protect her from that. Especially when she was really little, it was very difficult. I mean, things were so hard, and it was every time the phone rang and it said it had her name on it, I didn't know what that. I'm like, I'm going to the hospital. This craziness has happened. I mean, it was just constant stress. I had almost no gray hair before this child was born. Now I have tons of.
Well, because when she's little, she had to be fed every 3 hours because you couldn't let her go without food because then her body would break down protein and that would cause brain damage. So yeah, she had to be fed every 3 hours and she wouldn't eat. And so that's not necessarily typical of GA1. She was just a challenge because she wouldn't eat and she had to eat. So
Yeah. She had really bad acid reflux, and the acid reflux made eating painful. So she didn't want to eat. So you would sit there trying to get her to drink this bottle, and then you would have to do it again.
Yeah.
Like so, at midnight, it takes you an hour and a half to get this bottle in her, and then at 3 o'clock in the morning, you got to start again. She didn't sleep.
Yeah, I was really tired.
Yeah, because I was working. She was home, so she would do those night ones, and it was something else. And with the really bad acid reflux, she had a lot of vomiting. So there would be times you would get this in her, she would throw it up. You'd have to go mix another batch to start over again. And it was
a lot.
It was a
I'm
lot.
glad that we're where we're at now.
The G-tube was the best choice for us that I think we ever made.
Yeah, it was hard. It was a hard decision, but
Because we didn't want to. We felt like that was failure. But I remember we were sitting in the comic book room on Friday, and Marie and I she was taking a nap, and Marie and I were talking, and we just came to the place of, we can't keep doing this. This isn't good for her. She was losing weight, and it's like, we can't do this. So we called our doctor, called the genetics department, and talked with them, and they scheduled appointments for us with a pediatric GI doctor that Monday, and the next thing we know, she was going for surgery. And it was definitely the best choice for her. It makes her life better. We don't have to fight with her about food. She can eat, she can enjoy herself. She can sit down and have a meal with us. Toast and chips, big staple in life. You know, grapes, banana, fruits, those kind of things that she enjoys. So, you know, but it was really stressful. Stressful beyond anything I can quite describe. If you've never had a child with some type of serious long-term illness, nobody, I don't think you can appreciate, you can't understand it unless you walk through it. It's very difficult. I pray nobody else has to do with what we do. It's totally changed the way I think about what's important. You know, there used to be stuff that I thought was important that now I'm like, who cares? You know, it just really reoriented me in that way. And, you know, I've always had sympathy for people that dealt with illness and dealt with tough things in their life. But now I have empathy, which is, you know, a totally different deal. Of, you know, if somebody comes in my office or a family's hurting or something's going on, I have a different level of feeling towards that. But it's just totally changed the way that I look at what life is and you know, what's important in life.
yeah, and I think for myself, I do look at life differently. The way I plan or the way I think about the future, I don't plan too far off anymore because I know that can change, and just being able to adapt and understand that things change and it may not look the way that I want it to look, but in the end, God is still